The yoke that fits. What Matthew 11:28-30 teaches us about rest, leadership, and sustainable success. The burden you can't see, but feel every day. You're sharp, driven, a leader, creator, builder, someone others count on. But let me ask you something no one else may be bold enough to say out loud. Are you exhausted? Not just tired. I mean soul-weary. That kind of quiet fatigue that lingers behind your smile. The kind that coffee can't cure and a weekend off barely touches. The weight that builds behind your productivity is the weight of always holding it all together. Jesus saw that kind of burden coming from a mile away, and he didn't wait for people to collapse before offering relief. He said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Matthew 11:28. He didn't offer escape. He offered alignment. When hustle becomes a hollow grind. Let's be real. In both life and business, we're sold a picture of success that looks suspiciously like self-destruction. Hustle culture, stacked calendars, and always-on availability, these have become badges of honor in modern leadership. But what's the cost? Somewhere in the noise, we start believing that our output determines our worth. That if we just run harder, we'll eventually arrive. But that's not movement. That's a treadmill with a soul tax. And here's the tension. You're not just running for the fun of it. You're running because something, maybe everything, feels like it depends on you. That is a burden. And Jesus doesn't shame you for carrying it. He invites you to trade it. The yoke, not escape, but a new kind of effort. When Jesus says, "Take my yoke upon you," he's not suggesting laziness or a free pass. He's talking about working differently. Picture two oxen yoked together. That wooden frame rests across their shoulders, keeping them aligned as they pull in unison. Here's the key. Only one of them is carrying the full strength of the weight. Jesus says, "Let me shoulder this with you. I'm stronger. I know the path. Walk with me, and I'll show you a better rhythm." His yoke isn't just easier. It actually fits. It's tailored for the pace and path you were created to walk. That's the gospel of leadership. You're not meant to lead or live alone. You're designed for partnership with the only one who won't burn you out. Soul rest versus strategic retreats. Let's talk business. Yes, you need vacation time. Yes, digital detox matters. But those are short-term resets. What Jesus offers is soul rest, a new default posture for how you operate. This kind of rest isn't passive. It's not a hammock on a beach, though those are lovely. It's an inner stillness that travels with you into boardrooms, Zoom calls, and marketing sprints. It's clarity that cuts through the chaos. When you lead from rest, you're not chasing validation. You're operating from identity. You stop needing to prove your value in every pitch or protect your image in every meeting. You bring peace into pressure, and others feel it, follow it, want it. That's leadership worth following. What are you really carrying? Let's break this down with brutal honesty. What are you carrying right now that Jesus never asked you to? Is it the pressure to outperform your peers? The guilt of past failures? The unspoken belief that if you don't do it, no one else will? Here's the harsh truth. Not everything you're doing is yours to carry. Some things need to be delegated. Others need to be dropped altogether. And some, especially the internal weights, need to be surrendered. Jesus never said you wouldn't work. He said you wouldn't work alone. Gentle and humble, the leadership model you didn't expect. Jesus describes himself in a way that should stop every high achiever in their tracks. I am gentle and humble in heart. Think about that. The King of all creation doesn't lead with force, flex, or fear. He leads with gentleness. He invites with humility. That's not weak, it's secure. Now reflect. Is your leadership modeled after that? When your team sees you, do they see someone rushing, stressed, and overburdened? Or someone deeply rooted who knows how to move with grace? Your posture preaches louder than your words. Professional excellence from a place of peace. Let's not mistake gentleness for mediocrity. Jesus' life was anything but lazy. He was wildly productive, teaching, healing, building the early church. But he was never frantic, never scattered. He knew when to retreat to pray, when to say no, and when to call people higher. This is the secret of sustainable success. You don't just need new strategies. You need a new source. That's what yoked with Christ means in a business context. You bring Jesus into your decisions, your processes, and your time blocks. You ask, where am I striving in my own strength? And then you pause long enough to let him redirect you. It's not a spiritual afterthought. It's operational transformation. The invitation that still stands. Jesus isn't interested in performance-based faith or performance-based living. He's after your heart, your health, your wholeness, and yes, your work. But work done from the strength of being with him, not apart from him. This invitation to come to me is still wide open, not just for Sundays or suffering seasons, but for everyday living and leading. If you've been running hard and feeling hollow, it's time to realign. Come, breathe, walk with him. Because this isn't just about personal peace. It's about powerful impact. The kind that comes when you're finally moving at the pace of grace. Final challenge. Trade up, not down. Let me leave you with this. You're not being asked to do less. You're being invited to live better. Trade the weight of constant hustle for the yoke of kingdom rhythm. Trade burnout for impact. Trade anxiety for alignment. And whatever you do, don't carry what you were never meant to hold. You've got work to do. But you don't have to do it alone. Are you ready to walk differently? The invitation is still on the table. Now it's your move. What's one burden you'll name and hand over today? Let's lead from rest, build from peace, and thrive from the inside out.